Let's look at the Cloud Recommendation Engine in Device 42. The Cloud Recommendation Engine, or CRE, in Device 42 allows you to generate recommendations to right-size your Device 42 instances for cost efficiency in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, or Oracle. This can be found under Reports, Cloud Recommendation Engine within the Device 42 appliance. By default, the Cloud Recommendation Engine leverages internet access to pull the most recent pricing from the major cloud providers. If you do not have internet access on the Device 42 appliance, an offline report can be used by Device 42 to generate the same cloud recommendations. The Cloud Recommendation Engine leverages resource utilization statistics that are captured in Device 42's auto-discovery. In order to produce an accurate Cloud Recommendation Engine, it is recommended to review your Windows and Linux discovery jobs to ensure that you have a resource utilization sampling interval that is calculating the ongoing statistical utilization of any devices that you will be using to generate cloud recommendations for. Once these have been gathering data, you could go to the Cloud Recommendation Engine and select the cloud providers that you would like to produce recommendations for. In addition, you could specify which regions you are looking to deploy your instances to, and select the resource utilization metric, including average utilization, peak, or 95th or 98th percentile. The safety factor allows you to create a buffer for memory usage when picking the instance sizes. If you have a 50% memory buffer, a server with 16 gigabytes of memory where only 10 are going to be utilized would recommend an instance with at least 15 gigs of memory or more. The Saved Local Query option allows you to use a local query that you've saved under our integrations section that would limit the results of this query to particular devices. You could also use filters below to ignore hypervisors or devices by type, operating systems, tags, or service level. You could also specify whether Device 42 should recommend burstable instances or instances with AMD and or ARM processors in our right sizing. Once you've selected the options you'd like, you can send to the cloud and analyze the data. This may take a few minutes depending on the amount of devices produced and the amount of recommendations to generate, but this will result in a spreadsheet that is downloaded. Once downloaded, you can open up the spreadsheet. The initial sheet will show you a legend indicating a couple of things that are important to realize. One, if we don't find a match in an operating system, we will indicate that with a yellow, orange, or red colored cell, whether or not we determined that it should be matched to a generic Linux instance or no device. We will also show you the regions that you've selected for this particular report. There will be additional worksheets with the regular inventory details that we've pulled in, as well as the metrics that we discovered through resource utilization. And then worksheets for the Amazon or other cloud provider instance recommendations based on the discovered inventory, as well as based on the resource utilization. So you can compare the devices based on how many resources were on them and how many resources we actually observed being utilized during resource utilization. In any of these worksheets, you'll see the matching operating system we determined, the instance size, as well as pricing information for on-demand and reserved pricing, and for one or multi-year subscriptions. There will be individual worksheets for each of the cloud providers that you requested recommendations for. That's an introduction to our Cloud Recommendation Engine in Device 42.